So whenever somebody says anything to me at all, hey, Jack, or question for me, or whatever it automatically gets sent back to them that immediately says, hey, Jack here. Just wanted to confirm that I did receive your message. I do read my messages, but it can take a while to get through them. Please be patient, and I will get back to it. I will get to it ASAP and do my best to respond to you. Thank you for reaching out. Until then, if you support what I do, please sign up for my VIP community at Locals, jackvale.locals.com. As a paid member, I will be able to communicate with you directly. Plus, there's a bunch of additional content there to make you laugh, Jack.
Okay.
So then, but when I get a conversation going with people now, so because I do read the messages and then I want to talk. So then they get a real message from me. Mm-hmm. And then they respond and they get the other thing all over again. And so I got to figure out how to fix that.
Just send it once.
Yes, how to fix it. And also that's kind of a long, I'm going to make it not so long too.
Yeah.
But anyways, what I love about it though, here's what I love about the long message that I send is that people will write to me. I'll get hate mail. I know that's hard to believe. Excuse me. I'll get hate mail and people will be like, I mean, they'll really go to town too, and they'll make this long message about how I need to just, I mean, some of it's really stupid and bad, like end your life kind of stuff, like really, really mean-spirited stuff. And then they'll get my automated response.
Hey, I can't wait to reply to you. Just.
And they put so much time and effort into this hate, so that probably
to get sent back
pisses
and
them off, right? Yeah. They're like,
makes them mad.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
I know, but
People are terrible.
I know. I can't believe. I'm like, the thing is too is it seems like a lot of people like to say, a lot of the haters, I should say, maybe it's 10% maybe of the comments that I get, but a lot of them will be along the lines of like they're very carefully thought out. Some of these, like, I can't believe you have so much time on your hands to actually go to drive there and go there and do this. You have no idea what that person is dealing with. You have no, and I'm thinking, for one thing, I'm thinking that's why I do this, because you don't know what people are doing. I want to make their day better. First of all, it's the exact opposite of what you think.
Right.
I just have no use for people like that. How do you not have a sense of humor about innocent things like that? But anyway, it's but all the while I'm sitting here thinking, why? I don't understand. You're complaining that I have a lot of time on my hands, and you just sent me this long spiel about who does that? What person in their right mind actually has such little what's the word? Respect for their own time. That they actually go, listen, I've got all the time. I'm going to do whatever it takes to send this hate-filled message to Jack Vale and let him know how I feel about this video.
Yeah, and what do you think is going to happen? Like, when you're typing that out and sending it, like, do they think you're just going to quit? You're going to read the message and be like,
I don't know.
That's so true. I should just stop doing this and do something else.
I've sent messages like that to people before.
Oh, really?
I want to thank you so much for sending this message to me. I had no idea until you brought it to my attention.
Yeah.
I'm going to find a different path. Man.
People just project.
I think so. Yeah, I guess.
That's it. That's all it is.
Projectile.
Okay.
Well, because that's more like that's vomit. Is that the same thing? Is that kind of the same thing you said?
No.
Projectile.
Is that? But you have to say projectile vomit. You can't just say projectile.
Sure you can.
Period.
Yes, you can. Projectile means projectile vomit. I'll look it up for you. Do you want to make a bet? I will look at it right now. Define.
I just projectiled in the toilet.
I just project. That's not exactly what I'm saying.
Yes, it
projectile. A missile. Listen, designed to be fired from a rocket or gun, also known as puke. That is exactly what it says. Read it for yourself. All right, let's get on with the show.
Okay.
Thank you for that was an odd beginning, but thank you for listening to the Jack Vale Show. We really appreciate it, or watching. And we are very excited about today's show because Maddie had an idea, so she's going to take it from here in a moment.
I came into the podcast today, and I was like, "So, what are we talking about? Let me see. Like, what are we doing?"
And what did I say?
And he said, "Oh, well, I don't know. We actually don't have anything for today." So I thought that it would be a fun thing to do. Am I the asshole on Reddit?
Oh my gosh! For number one, I don't know what you just said, but please refrain. I don't know. A-hole, please. Or something. Or just A. I would be more satisfied with just A. Am I on A?
Okay. It's on Reddit, and these people need other people's 2 cents on their situation to figure out if they're the a-hole or not. So they give a little story.
Oh, I see.
And basically they just want people's opinions because they don't know. They're like, well, this is what I think, but like, what does the majority think? And some of them are really funny, and some of them are really obvious. Like, yeah, you're the a-hole. So we're going to read some, and it's going to be really funny.
Okay, I'm still trying to scrub my mind from you saying that word. I've never heard you say that before.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, it could be, it's, am I a jerk? It's very simple.
Yeah, but am I the asshole flows.
Oh, hey, whoa.
It flows off the tongue, and it's what the whole Reddit thing is called. I'm just saying what it's called.
So this is trending?
Yes, this is trending.
All right.
Okay, here's one.
You sent me a link, right?
Yes, I sent you a link for you to pick one.
I want to look at it too.
And read.
Send me one.
You just click on the link and then pick one.
I got it. I'm on it.
Okay. I'm just going to read this one to you first.
Okay.
Okay, I haven't read this whole thing all the way through, so we'll see what it's all about.
Okay.
Am I the a-hole
okay.
for asking my sister to delete her trending TikTok videos? I really don't know where I fit in on this because I can tend to be a little emotional at times or easily embarrassed over little things. I have an older sister, 23, who is obsessed with TikTok. She has a decent following, around 5,000. One of her TikTok videos started trending recently, and it hit around 300,000 views. What this means for this argument is that many people know I personally have seen this video. I am dyslexic, I think. This is not going to be good.
No, that's okay.
I'm going to be
I think
all over the place.
No, you're fine. I'm with you.
Okay. This video isn't terrible, but it's about me, and it doesn't include my name, face, or any details. I'm just labeled sister. But it does include personal information about something embarrassing I've done in the past growing up. Basically just telling a funny story about what I did in the video, and it paints me in a bad light for something I did when I was 6 years old, which there was no mention of the age in the video, just remembering what my sister did and a popular audio. A bunch of people I know have sent me the video and asked me if it was true and if it was about me. They went on her account to find more stories about the sister and then sent them to me. She's really embarrassed, and her friends are finding it. She says, this isn't the first time she's posted about me, but this is her first video to go trending. I don't use TikTok ever, so I didn't know how many she's posted, and I never knew she was posting about me. If I knew earlier, I would have gotten mad and asked her to delete them. So I went up to her and I said it was embarrassing for her to post stories about me without telling me, and that I wanted her to delete the videos since I don't want any more people finding those videos and hearing the stories about me. She also has an Instagram link to TikTok, so I'm in photos with her, and it's easy to find me from Instagram if anyone wants to. She responded that since my name and personal details aren't in the stories, it's not tied to me and it's not embarrassing at all. And when I told her people found the videos, she just said, you could have said it was fake and nobody would know. I have autism, so it's hard to lie, and it didn't even occur to me that I could have lied about it being real. She said that she has every right to share those stories and make jokes of them, and it won't matter because people won't remember it anyways. She then called me an a-hole for suggesting she should delete the videos about me, including all her trending ones since her TikTok was blowing up with new followers. I called her an a-hole for using my embarrassing stories to get clout, and then she let me go away, and I left it at that. And she does have a point about most people will forget, and my identity is protected, so I don't know if I really am the a-hole, for asking her to delete this because she's trying to grow her TikTok and she's been doing it for a long time. And now she finally is. Am I the a-hole?
It's kind of an interesting point, I guess. I see both sides. It reminds me of like, because I would upload a video upload a prank, and somebody would find themselves in an embarrassing situation, and then they'd find out about it and try to get me to take the video down. Even though I have the right to film out in public and, whatever.
That's true.
It's happened to me a few times. I've tried to, I guess it's sort of similar. I've tried to be respectful of the person, but at the same time, I'm like, I just made $500 on this video, or whatever. So that's I think has she made money? Did the story say that she's making money on the video?
I don't think so. She's just trending and getting like popular from these videos.
Because I was gonna say, if she's making money, just a quick little payout could solve the whole problem.
A little bribe.
Yeah. I did that one time. Somebody was so mad that they were on, and they couldn't believe it. I was doing the social media experiment.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And this guy is in Huntington Beach, and the video was going crazy viral. I mean, it was insane. I was getting calls from all the late night talk shows and everything. And this guy sends this email and is like, I had no idea that I was in. I'm very uncomfortable. You found me I'm on the beach, with my wife. And I'm like, gee whiz, what am I going to do? Turns out I ended up meeting the guy downtown Huntington Beach, gave him $40, and he forgot the whole thing. That's what it took. Yeah. Oh, it devastated him, and he was embarrassed, and blah blah blah.
$40 is $40.
Fixed everything. 40, but hey, 40 is 40. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So that's the first thing that I thought of was sometimes this is a big problem for people, and they're like, I'm so embarrassed. I don't know. And money can sometimes fix this for a lot of people in some cases. It's true.
Yeah.
But she was 6 at the time.
Yeah. Her sister never mentioned that in the video, though.
What could she... Oh, right.
She just said, one time my sister did this.
Yeah.
And then told the story.
And then she can't really make a follow-up video and explain anything because that'll never go viral.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, wait, listen.
I got one more.
Yeah.
That never happens.
I don't think she is the a-hole.
You don't think she is?
No.
For posting for...
No, I think her sister is the one who posted the videos.
Is?
Well...
Really?
I think it depends.
You think she should... Would you take it down? Would you take the video down if it was...
If I posted like an embarrassing
think about
video about
Jazzy.
Chris or Jazzy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Think about that. Like, please take it down. My friends are making fun of me.
Yeah. Then
you would
I
take
guess
it down?
I would. Yeah.
What if you had brought in, like $1,000 and it was looking, then you'd leave it?
It's just, we could split the cash.
Yeah. Then you'd make her an offer. She couldn't refuse.
Exactly. So yeah, money. Sure. That makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Because you're watching somebody become successful based on something that's actually about them.
Yeah.
That you find embarrassing.
Right. But also that's just siblings. Yeah. Chris used to post the most embarrassing photos of me, like in ugly like Snapchat filters and stuff like that, where I would just look terrible, and he would post them on his like actual Instagram feed.
Right.
I'd be like, take this down. It's so embarrassing.
He's remembering right now.
That's just what siblings do. I don't.
That's Jackson. While she's sleeping.
Jackson used to do that to me. Take embarrassing photos of me asleep when my mouth is open, my eyes are open.
Yeah, I took pictures of you on the plane or on whatever.
Yeah,
and you're like,
exactly. It's embarrassing.
It's great,
but it's hilarious.
Yeah,
that's just what. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I do understand where she's coming from.
Yeah, I understand where she's coming from too. I kind of see both points of view, I guess. Mm-hmm. All right, read me another one.
Oh, me again? You don't want to go?
You want me to go? I'll go. Let me see.
Okay. I do have another one on here.
Okay, I'm going to go. I like this, okay? I noticed that since this is a trending M-I the A hole. Mm-hmm. It's the word hole, I think, is the problem with me.
So, just take that one away.
So people are going to... Most of the people listening to this or watching this is going to be like, what? What's the big deal? I don't get it, Jack. The world is a different place today. But when I was a kid, It would have been unheard of. Could you imagine me sitting there where you are and Grandma Vale sitting here? And me, and me just blurting that out.
No.
She would have had a heart attack.
Stop her feet.
Poor Grandma Vale. Yeah, she would have. That's right. Okay, let me see. AITA. That's what they're doing to abbreviate it. Okay, I like that. And it would be worse, though, if it was AITAH. Because then it would be... Okay. AITA. MIVA for telling my mom and stepdad that they don't get to dictate my wedding guest unless wedding guest list unless they're paying for my wedding.
Okay.
So when you click it, there's a whole story here. That's where you found your story. Okay, got it. Here's what it says. It says, so my wedding is coming up at the end of the year, and for months, my mom and stepdad have been on my case about the guest list. My fiance and I are paying for the wedding ourselves, and we already knew who we did and did not want to add to the list before we sat down to do our invites. I already had them on my case about my step-siblings needing to have a full role in the wedding and not be treated differently than my sister. But they also tried to insist that I invite my stepdad's family. Here's some background. My dad lied. Sorry, my dad died. That's very different than lied. My dad died when I was 7. My sister was 5. His family were always a big part of our lives. Mom's family was never involved. She married stepdad when I was 9, and his family lives pretty scattered. There's some typos in here. Lives pretty scattered, so not much contact, but they sent stuff occasionally. He had kids ranging from 8 down to 3. We all lived together, and there was drama because this is too much background for me.
Okay, did you not read it before?
I didn't read it before.
Skim through it?
When would I have had time to do that? Let's get back to the basics. I mean, how much information do we have to know about this person's boring story in life? It says, am I one for telling my mom and stepdad that they don't get to dictate my wedding guest list unless they're paying for my wedding? Isn't the answer no? Of course you're not. If you're paying for your own wedding, I don't get it. Why does the background even matter?
Why does what? Oh, the back.
Well,
I don't know. She wants.
I don't understand. This is a wedding. We're talking about a wedding guest list. So the husband and wife, the bride and the groom, should be able to decide who they want to come to their wedding anyway, right?
Yes,
their wedding.
Of course. But as parents, her parents are probably upset because they're like, well, you need to bring your, whoever that was, like the stepdad or his kids, you need to bring their kids. And they're probably mad at her for that, which I think that's pretty obvious. They shouldn't be. Like, that's... After
a lot of pressure, I said they could not dictate our guest list unless they want to pay for the wedding, which I know they can't, so it was never a concern that they would offer. They said I had no right to demand that they pay for the wedding. I said I didn't demand that you pay. I had just pointed out that if they want specific people there, they would need to pay for that, but they can't. And so they need to let it go. They called me rude and said I was using my wedding as a weapon to hurt them. They also called me entitled.
That sounds like a not very understanding family.
Sounds like a bigger problem than just this. Mm-hmm. She's asking, man, I don't know. That's a little bit. Sounds like there's some deeper rooted stuff there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if I could say.
I would never just assume. Like, you have to invite these people. Like, it's your wedding. Invite whoever you want. Right. You shouldn't be forced to invite people you don't want there. It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Are you reading other ones?
I am reading another one right now. I just found one that is intriguing to me. Am I one for telling my husband if he doesn't want a cat, I do not want his dog?
If he doesn't want a cat, then she doesn't want his dog?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been, and then I clicked on it to get the details, and it says, sorry, this post has been removed by the moderator.
So we'll never know.
We'll never really know. But let's talk about that for a minute. It says right here, am I one for telling my husband if he doesn't want a cat, I do not want his dog. So, number one, we have an already existing dog.
I was about to say, yeah, there's no cat yet. There's already a dog.
Oh, I can't go buy a cat? Well, we're kicking out the dog. No, you don't.
But if you have a pet and then you don't want your wife to get a pet, that's not fair either.
Yeah, but he already has an existing dog. So yeah. But the question is not, you're talking about getting rid of a dog, right? Because he won't let her get a cat. The cat doesn't exist yet.
Right, the cat
doesn't
doesn't
exist.
Does. Yeah.
Okay.
But still.
Sure. I think it would be a jerk probably for saying, but you got all kinds of problems here, okay? Not all dogs get along with cats. The dog is in existence. The dog belongs to him.
Yeah.
This is something they should have talked about
before
before today. Yes. Yeah.
Well, what if it's just spur of the moment? You find a kitten on the side of the road and you're like, oh, I want to keep him. And then your husband's like, no, I don't want a cat. And then you're like, you have a dog. And then he's like, well, I don't like cats. Well, he's on the side of the street and I want to keep him. No, that's not cool.
But none of that means get rid of the dog.
No.
Yeah,
But I understand.
Well, I don't want your dog. Well, too bad. He exists.
If you can have a dog, I can have a cat. That logic makes sense.
Yes.
Unless before they got married, he was like, oh yeah, I'm deathly allergic to cats.
Yeah. Okay. There's just more information, and they deleted the thing, so I don't even know what the background is anymore. But
okay. Oh my gosh, I saw a really short, funny one.
Okay.
It says, "Am I the a-hole for eating the last slice of pizza? This sounds very petty, but I, 19 male, and my friend, 20 female, ordered a pizza yesterday because she was starving. The pizza was cut uneven, so we couldn't share the slices. When my friend went to grab the last slice, I was already going for it, so I took it and I ate it in front of her. Am I the a-hole?"
No.
No?
No.
Really?
Yeah, when it comes to pizza, you better go for it. That's what I think.
I was gonna say, if they were dating, maybe, because then there's it's be a gentleman, let her have the last slice. But they're just friends. Any one of my guy friends would do that.
Yeah, right.
That's just funny.
How many guy friends do you have?
I don't know.
Is it the same amount as girls?
No, I have more girlfriends.
More girlfriends. Oh my goodness.
Read the one about you said something about, am I the a-hole for not helping my parents when they were homeless? Do you know where that one is?
Yeah, let me see if I can find that one. Yeah, so oh man, okay. I just found another one. I'm gonna look for the one that you said. Let me read this. Am I one for mentioning my best friend's former crush on me in a speech at his wedding?
Ooh. Read that one.
Okay.
Because probably.
Okay, because probably. So you already have these preconceived notions. Okay. I'm currently in a predicament. And frankly, I could really use some opinions. Backstory. I hate it when people say backstory. It makes me sick.
So aggressive.
I know. Well, because I know I'm going to have to read a bunch of stuff that I don't really care about. For backstory, F-27. What the heck is that?
27 female.
Oh, I see. I thought we were talking about fighter jets all of a sudden. I don't know what's going on. This is a 27-year-old woman, met one of my best friends, Christian. Oh, okay, Christian. M26. Back in 2000.
All the Christians listening to this podcast are going to be so offended. You just hate that name or something. Christian?
Did I say it that way?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't. I was just trying to read it. Right, okay. Back in 2010, during our freshman year of high school, we became friends and remained close over the years ever since. Making a lot of great memories and sharing mutual close friends. From 2013 to 16, Christian had pretty serious unrequited feelings for me. What the heck is unrequited? I've never heard of that word in my life. Have you?
No.
What the heck? Who's writing this stuff?
I don't know.
It's
like very eloquent.
Why couldn't you just say, yeah, no, they probably looked it up to sound more important than they actually are. What word could I put in here to describe my feelings? Feelings for me. However, he eventually got over me, and I had never even let his feelings harm our friendship. If anything, our friendship honestly got closer after he got over me. In early 2018, Christian met Victoria, F29, at a bar, and they really hit it off. They started dating after 2 weeks, got engaged late 2021, and the wedding happened yesterday night. It was honestly a great time as I watched with my parents and mutual friends. This kid that I've known for 12 years was getting married to the love of his life. Plus, Victoria and I honestly had a pretty decent relationship. And according to Christian, she didn't really seem to care much about his past feelings as time went on. Anyways, the night kept going with a lot of music and dancing. I got up to eventually give a speech for Christian. I talked about... Oh, getting a call, sorry. I talked about how we first met, how much our lives changed since then, and how great of a person Christian was. The attendees were clearly touched, and Christian and Victoria both looked happy. As I talked more about our history, I jokingly mentioned how Christian had the hots for me. Oh, boy. But that didn't matter because he found his soulmate. And that our friendship was stronger than some unrequited feelings. There's that word again.
Yeah.
Most of the crowd laughed, and I could even see Christian smiling for a second before looking over at Victoria's confused face. This is kind of like how the look that Will Smith shared with Jada at
the audience.
Everything's fine at first until you look over at your
second.
significant other. You're like, oh, never mind. Things are not good.
Yeah.
Okay. After the speech was over, I went over to the bar with a few friends. Christian came up and hugged me, thanking me for the speech. Ooh, this gets better. However, at our hotel, one of our other best friends, Devin, female 27, told me that she had heard gossip from the bridesmaid that Victoria was really upset with me for bringing up Christian's previous feelings for me at the wedding. Apparently, Victoria genuinely had no issue with Christian's feelings, but felt it was inappropriate to mention them at a wedding. I sincerely intended no harm with my actions. Maybe I didn't read the room correctly. Everyone I've told is honestly split on whether I'm the bad guy or not. So it's definitely been polarizing. Christian hasn't mentioned any of this to me, and I'm not sure if I should ask him. To those of you asking, I got one more paragraph. To those of you asking whether the speech was planned or impromptu, I had asked Christian's parents beforehand if I could give a speech, and they were more than happy with it. People have to stop with the assumptions that this has anything to do with me having feelings, though. Yeah, saying that in my speech was probs an idiot move.
Probs an idiot move.
Probs an idiot move, yeah. She's so eloquent, but she couldn't spell probably. But unrequited, yeah.
And then probs.
It was probs, an unrequited idiot move. But my sincere intention was to tell everyone about our 12 years of friendship and some of its history. And like I said, people were touched up, and they were touched. Things just, it's literally the... It's the last sentence of the whole thing. And that's where it is. There's no comma. People were touched up until my fateful joke was the sentence. People were not touched. All right, get to the...
Okay, she's obviously in the wrong.
She's in the wrong.
Yes. You do not. That's so uncomfortable, especially for the bride. That's so weird And why are you bringing that up unless you're in love with him? She's probably in love with him.
You think that's what's going on? Oh my gosh.
I understand, like, I don't know. I understand no, I don't understand it. I don't get it at all why you would bring that up. Unless you're trying to be like, he liked me first.
Yeah, and the way she said it was a problem because she said, had the hots for me. At somebody else, at her wedding. That's awful, the way she said that.
Yeah,
you said, we almost became an item or something a little bit more diplomatic. Yeah.
A crush because they were kids.
Right, exactly.
Had the hots for me.
He thought I was sexy. Congrats. Drink up, everybody.
That's awful. Yeah, she should not have done that.
Yeah. Okay. I need one from you. And I 100% agree. I think that shouldn't even be posted here. That's like such an obvious in your face moment of.
Some people are just like that. They just have no self-awareness, I think.
I'm going to have to write one of these.
This says, will I be the asshole if I tell my roommate she smells?
If I tell my roommate she smells? Oh, that is such a good. That's a good one, actually.
Hello, 18 female.
Wait, how long is this background?
It's not that long.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a roommate in college. She's my very first since I'm a freshman, and I already might switch roommates. You see, my roommate, 20 female, is a junior in college who's been in the hospital the entire summer. We have separate rooms, but nothing smelled until she got there. And now there's this foul stench in the bathroom and hall. It's getting on my clothes.
Oh, no.
And other items of mine. I know it's her because every time I go to her, she smells like really bad BO. She's got an autoimmune disorder that keeps her on an IV from time to time. And I feel bad if I told her, since she's got that it might be the cause of it. But the place smells so bad and is very dirty. Will I be the a-hole if I tell her our suite stinks? She's pretty fragile feelings-wise.
Our suite stinks?
Sweet.
I'm sorry?
Sweat. How do you pronounce it?
Sweat?
No.
Are you talking about her sweat stinks?
No, S-U-I-T-E.
Oh, her sweet
like their dorm?
It just sweet stinks. It doesn't sound right.
I didn't even think about that.
All right, her suite. Okay, her room.
Sweat?
Why would she write that?
I don't know. Our dorm stinks. She's pretty fragile.
And it's like good but bad because you're really sweet, but it stinks.
She's super out of touch with reality, and she feels like I should be the one to clean the bathroom and the place itself. This is just an assumption because she told me she doesn't like cleaning. I don't feel great bringing this up to her, but what do you guys think? She also has like 26 medications, so I'm not sure if her BO is caused by them. I've never met her nurse. Oh my goodness.
This is her roommate.
Yeah. Her sweet mate.
Man. I think
tough. I would feel bad
tough,
too.
But you would feel bad for sure. Gotta say something.
Yeah.
Have to say something. You can't let that affect your own clothing.
I know. How is it getting on your clothes?
And then you start smelling like her?
Yeah, I would just ask to switch roommates. Like to the college or something.
give that problem to somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Let somebody else figure it out. I say confront it though, but it is an awkward thing.
It is. I remember being with someone.
I remember working with somebody for a long, long time, and everybody complained for years, and everybody would complain
that they smelled.
Have you ever smelled their breath? Yeah. Have you ever smelled their breath? It was horrible, horrendous.
Ooh.
We all in the room know who we're talking about here, but we're not going to say who.
Wait.
You don't know. That's good. Okay. Chris probably does. No, maybe not. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe it's
it was just
me.
you.
It could have been my breath for all
You're
I
the
know. Let's just move on, shall we? No, but it is a really awkward thing because you should say something. Like if it was me, I would want somebody to tell me.
Oh yeah, me too.
For sure. Like, oh, it does? I'd want to know. And
It's like when you have something in your teeth and no one tells you.
Oh, that's the worst. No, I can't do that. I have to tell people if something is in there.
You can't
if
even
something,
manage to look at it.
No, if something isn't, listen, before we finish this, you got to fix that. You got to fix that right now. Fix what? Broccoli. There's like a big
spinach,
chunk of it.
Know.
Yeah.
Get it out. I want to look at it.
Have to, absolutely. Because you would want to know, and I would want to know.
I do not trust people who don't tell me I have something in my teeth.
You getting fat? You got to tell somebody. You're getting fat. That's over the line? That's over the line? All right. Just people should be more honest. I think people should be more honest. Okay, ready?
Did you find another one?
I did find one, yeah.
Okay.
Am I one for not keeping my boyfriend from visiting his grandpa?
Not keeping him from visiting?
Wait a minute. Now, that's a weird one, isn't it? Am I...
so she's encouraging him to visit his granddad.
For not keeping... Oh, apparently, yeah. Please bear with me as I go through the details. My boyfriend's grandpa has been ill for almost 2 months because he's so weak. The family has been taking turns sleeping over to keep an eye on him at night. Depending on everyone's schedule, sometimes they switch things around, and there are weeks where my BF stays over up to 3 times. I don't mind him being there for his grandpa, but we've been sharing my car since he gave his car to his brother. It isn't a big problem usually because we both work from home. However, there are days where I want to work at a coffee shop for a change in scenery or just need to run the store to get something but can't because he took the car. Okay, so this isn't even an issue like I thought. This is about the car?
Yeah.
I have plans to go to work at a cafe tomorrow, but my BF, my boyfriend, golly, wanted to help his brother cover his shift at Grandpa's tonight. I told him he couldn't take the car, and if you really... hey, Tom Mabe's coming. Should I get it? He's calling. Should I get it real quick?
Oh, I was like...
Hold on. Hold on.
Okay.
Here's Tom Mabe, everybody. Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy, what you doing?
Hey, I'm actually in the middle of doing a podcast with Madysyn.
Oh, cool. Do your thing. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
All right. See you, buddy. Bye. That was useful.
Great.
Just everybody got to hear.
This podcast featuring Tom Mabe.
Featuring Tom Mabe's voice, briefly. Anyway, I told him he couldn't take the car, and if he really wants to go, he could find another way. He said I was selfish and keeping him away from his dying grandfather. But honestly, the problem would have never happened if he didn't give his car to his brother when his brother's old car was functional. I have told him to just take his car back since his brother still owns that car, and he also works from home, so it's not like he needs to drive it anywhere.
What? That's so... What's the issue?
I know, this is like...
Get
this
your
is a
car.
really stupid one.
He gave his car to his brother who already has a working car, who works from home.
Yeah.
That makes absolutely no sense.
So get your
People
car back.
you have to be completely unbiased when you're writing these, because I feel like she was being very biased towards herself when she was writing this.
Yeah.
Because that situation makes no sense. Like, why would he give his working car to his brother who already has a working car and doesn't need to drive to work?
Right.
That makes no sense. So I feel like there's something weird in itself going on with that. But even though he gave his car away, he needs a car to go to his granddad's house. She needs to go to work. Like, drop him off before you go to work.
Yeah.
I feel like that's so simple.
That seems like a very simple thing. And it's not
Get
even...
an Uber.
It's not... The title is very... Like,
it's not that wasn't right either.
No, it really was. It had nothing to do with even the grandpa. Or his problem and wanting to be there for grandpa. It literally was a problem only with the car. It was a car issue. It was more of a car problem.
Yeah, well, he had to get to his granddad.
Right.
But he didn't have a car. So it still, I don't know. It makes sense.
Okay. Mom's standing over there. Don't curse around Mom.
I've just been cursing like a sailor this whole episode.
You wouldn't believe it, what's been going on here. Yeah. This is live right now. Okay.
The guy coming to build the playset
You're gonna have to look up the playset, the manual. Is he here now? Oh, then we should have had this conversation after the podcast. Well, I didn't know I'm leaving, so that's. Oh, I see. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will send me his number, please, so I have it handy, and I will communicate with him momentarily, and you can tell him I said that. Okay. Because I'm leaving, and he wants to know to bring them. Just bring. I think it's just a matter of a toolbox with some Allen wrenches, and this is an exciting podcast here today, folks. So I'll take you. That's right. I'll mention it to him. Okay.
I have a good one.
Yeah, you're welcome. You got one?
Yes.
All right, let me hear it. All right, bye.
Okay. Am I the a-hole for telling my ex-wife's what?
No, go ahead.
For telling my ex's wife to stop forcing my daughter to be something she's not and drawing the line at crystals and sage. I, 30 female, have an 8-year-old daughter, Ryan, with my ex-boyfriend, Greg, 30 male. His wife, Olivia, 27 female, has been with him for about 4 years, and Ryan really seems to like her. Olivia is into a bunch of weird things. She's an actress with a competitive cheerleading, and now Ryan does those things. She does yoga, so now Ryan does yoga. She's all about pink, rhinestones. Even her car is like a Barbie car, but she's almost 30. Clearly doesn't like Olivia. And now my daughter is walking around with sparkles and JoJo Siwa bows. They go to the spa. Stop.
I can't stand it. Go ahead.
They go to the spa every week. She's weird about food, and they only buy organic products with the occasional treats thrown in food outings. Ryan comes home 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, always talking about how this is healthy and that this isn't, and Olivia this, Olivia that. It's weird. It's like Olivia thinks she's a little doll. Ryan was never into these things before Olivia, and now it's like she's a completely different person. She even wants to lock her hair like Olivia's. We're black. Okay. I don't want my daughter to turn into a snob. Now Olivia is getting Ryan into crystals, sage, meditations, and things like that. I feel like as her mother, I should have a say in what she does when it comes to something like this. She brought her to a crystal shop and let her pick some protection stones to put in a necklace that they blessed. They sage every Sunday, and she even has tarot cards and chakra candles. They go to the beach and they thank the water, or they go to the woods and they thank the trees. It's really bizarre. I could go on forever. I spoke to Olivia and told her for the 50th time to stop trying to make Ryan into something she's not, and that forcing a spirituality on her is not happening, full stop. She claims she's been doing this forever, and Ryan was curious, so she asked Greg, and he said it was okay. I told her this stuff isn't even real, and I refuse to have my daughter involved in yet another one of her BS hobbies. She claims she's teaching her to appreciate life and to be more giving to others, not be ungrateful, etc. But I don't see how that applies. Greg and I was so out of line and told me if I paid more attention to Ryan, she's always been into these things, and Olivia is just someone she's really connecting with because now they're into the same things. I know my child, and he's just defending Olivia as usual. Am I the asshole? I feel like the spiritual stuff is crossing the line. Who knows what kind of weird energy that could bring, or weird mindset? I would like to hear what you have to say.
I believe that I might know what you think.
I just want to hear what you think first.
Okay. This is a tough one, and I'm going to tell you why. You're talking about this is a marriage problem. It's a divorce problem. This is that. So unfortunately, usually in this kind of a situation, you can't really. There's not a lot that you're going to be able to do. You can have these conversations, but you really don't hold any kind of, you've got a kid who, when they go over there, they do what they do. And when they're with you, you do what you do. That is the sad truth and reality of a marriage ending, period. This is what happens. I personally have feelings about all that kind of stuff. So if it were me in that situation, I would fight. I would fight to get that kid, to limit that kid's exposure to this person. Listen, if they're off in the forest thanking the trees, and I know exactly what kind of person this is. Okay, so I just think that stuff is. I think it's ridiculous. That's me. I think it's ridiculous. Listen, we're teaching him how to be appreciative. Bull crap. You're teaching him how to thank the trees. It's. I mean, even if you take religion out of the equation, because obviously you're probably not dealing with religious people here. You're dealing with tree thankers. So if you take all of that out of the equation and you say somebody feels strongly about this, they feel strongly about this over here, you have to look at it, I think, with common sense. And you got to say, don't teach my kid to be a freak. That's what I think.
Oh my gosh. Don't say that.
Well, the stuff that's going on there is absolutely absurd. I mean, you start off like, oh, just being this and that, and everything seems like it's going okay. And then all of a sudden, you're in the forest surrounded by, it just sounds weird. Like, oh, you're that kind of person. I see, It's weird. It's like we could get into this some other time. We won't do it right now, but I'll just briefly say this to you, okay? It's like crystals, for example. You talked about crystals. I think crystals are some of the coolest. I mean, listen, God made these rocks and stuff that you can mine and look for and find and dig out. I think it's super, super cool. I don't know enough about it to say that much about it. I would even maybe go as far as to say maybe there's like healing qualities in some of this stuff. I don't know. Maybe that's possible because God created the universe and there's a lot of stuff that grows from the ground that does that. So maybe that's true. But when you start getting into setting out your crystals and meditation and all of this kind of stuff, listen, I just don't. That's not my thing. I don't buy it. That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's totally okay.
That's how I feel.
That's valid for sure.
Yeah, but I think the crystals are, I think it's beautiful. They're very nice, very pretty.
I think with this situation, it could be completely different and still the same. Like if the biological mother was Christian and the child's stepmother was atheist, and her child was coming home saying, I don't believe in God, Jesus isn't real, like this and that, like I don't want to read my Bible, I'm not going to go to like church, whatever, things like that. It's the same exact situation. She has 3 different parents that she's getting information from, and what it seems like in this story is she just really likes her stepmom. Like she really enjoys being like with the sparkles and the Barbie stuff. Like the stepmom is really into that stuff, and now the younger girl is, and she wants to be like her and like dress up and like do whatever, which is fine. I think that's totally fine. And I think it's the same as like, it just depends on your boundaries with your kid and her stepmom. And I think all the adults need to talk about it and be like, I don't want you to teach her this. Because I think that's the only issue is not enough communication. Because if you don't want, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's really complicated.
So. What's the actual question again? Am I one if what?
Am I an a-hole because, she just doesn't want her doing any of those things. She doesn't want her.
Yeah, but what's her question?
Is she the a-hole for
feeling this way, or for talking to her about something, or for requesting something?
For feeling this way.
For feeling this way.
I think, yeah.
Okay.
She
so
said,
let's answer the question. Okay.
Am I the a-hole for telling my ex's wife to stop forcing my daughter to be something she's not?
I have an answer, I think. I think no. And I don't think anybody, regardless, would be an a-hole. Because we're supposed to communicate. We're supposed to discuss. We're supposed to talk. share our feelings about stuff. That's the only way you're going to get anything done anyway.
Right. Yeah.
This is sadly the consequences from, and it's always sad when an innocent child who's not part of the dispute, it affects them the most, even more than the adults, way more than the adults. So it's unfortunate, but that's just the way that it is. So it's the adult's responsibility to sit down and talk about stuff. Most of the time, it's very difficult because you feel strongly about this and you feel strongly about that. So I don't know that there's a solution, but you have to talk through it. You got to communicate.
Right. As long as the stepmom isn't actually forcing the kid to do the things.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right.
If she was forcing the kid, yes, absolutely. Like, that's the mother's kid first. Like, she should be able to teach the kid whatever she wants. But if she's not forcing her to do anything and the kid is just looking up to this woman and is like, oh, I want to try this, I think that's fine.
Yeah, I'm going to backpedal on something too, because now that I think about it, the step parent should have zero to do with this, first of all. This is about the child's mother and father, period. That step parent is going to be influential, I believe, in the child's life because they're present physically. But this is something that she needs to talk to her ex-husband about and say, listen, I'm uncomfortable with this. They need to get this worked out.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
That'd be hard to deal with.
A little deep, because it's so sad. It's so sad to see stuff like that happen.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let's talk about one that's a little bit more lighthearted. This one would not be a good one. Am I one for contacting child services on my ex-wife?
Oh my goodness.
I can tell you right now that's going to be long and drawn out.
For wearing a necklace that my ex bought me, even though I have a new partner. Should I read that one?
Yeah, read that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I, 26 male, was fresh out of college, I found out that my girlfriend at the time was pregnant. We decided we'd raise the child together and that we both absolutely wanted this kid. Around 7 months, we found out, this is very sad. This is actually so sad. I was not expecting it.
It's okay. Let's go ahead. I want to hear it anyway.
Okay, they had a miscarriage.
Okay.
She bought me a chain. Oh, I see. She bought me a chain with a little pendant engraved with her initials. Her initials, mine, and what we would have named the baby. Okay, I absolutely cherish this gift, even after we broke up. It feels like a little piece of my child will always be with me. Very sweet. I've been dating my new current partner for a year now, and this chain drives her crazy. She hates it, and she hates that it has my ex's name engraved on it and that I wear it everywhere. Last night, she tried hiding it after I went in the shower, and I started freaking out, thinking I lost it. I'm not going to lie, I started tearing up because of how important the chain was to me. She gave it back and claimed I'm being ridiculous about it. Am I the a-hole?
Man, I want to hear what you think first. Do you have an opinion already? You want to think about this more? Okay,
yes,
you do.
I think this girlfriend is crazy. Very, very jealous for absolutely... had it been like just the ex's initials, then yes, I could see where she's coming from. Like, you don't wear that like when you're in a new relationship with somebody. But this, I don't know. I feel like that's different. I kind of get it because it like symbolizes him and this girl and like the child and like their life,
family.
What could have been. Exactly. And it's not like the girl, like his ex-girlfriend is dead. She's still like, they just broke up. So I do get that, but I don't know. It feels like the attachment he has to it is based on the child, not the ex-girlfriend. I think that's a little like kind of heartless. Maybe he just shouldn't. I don't know. That's hard.
Is there a difference to you in her having a miscarriage versus like, losing a child when they're 10 or something? Like, is there, and you've established a family?
Yeah, I think that's a big
there's
difference.
A difference there, right?
Yeah,
okay,
definitely.
so the new girl is probably thinking that way.
That's true.
The new girl probably feels like, maybe this is something that he could hang on to the necklace, keep it in his top drawer. or as a memory. Keep it in a, not necessarily wear something with the ex's initials.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
Because that's hard though. I don't know.
It is.
I feel
agree.
bad for him, but also like if you're still not that you'll never be able to get over that, but if you're that attached to it, maybe just wait and make sure you're completely like over your ex and you work through that before getting into a new relationship. That way you can just like have it in your top drawer instead of wearing it.
That makes sense.
The time.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Am I one for wanting to? Some of these are deep. I thought this was going to be like a fun, lighthearted conversation.
Well, there were some more lighthearted ones, like the pizza.
I was just going to read one. Am I one for unloading at my kid's teacher for what she said about my dead husband? I don't even want to read that.
No, that's terrible.
This is unbelievable. Terrible. This one might be fun.
Okay.
Am I one for removing all of the improvements I made to my room and my parents' house after they announced that I would have to move?
What does that even mean? Removing the improvements?
Never mind. I'm not going to read it because it's way too long. Good grief.
You got to click on them before. So
I can't believe this is even a thing. Who has time to sit here and...
a lot of these are, crazy. People go through the craziest things.
Wow, yeah, and they're like detailed. Some of these are like books.
Yeah, well, they want to get their point across.
Yeah, I guess. Oh my goodness. Okay, here's one. Am I an a-hole for straightening my daughter's hair? Now I, a 25-year-old female, am white. Okay. And my husband, 26 male, is black. And our kids, 7 female, 4 male. I'm looking at all these codes. It's weird on print. I don't know. To me it is. And I am currently pregnant with a 3rd kid. Anyway, of course, they are all mixed race with curls. This is important to the story. Oh, I see why. Okay. We have done everything to make my daughter, let's call her Alana. Her daughter wasn't named Alana, in other words.
Got it.
Yeah. Feel secure with her beautiful natural hair. It took a while, but she loves it so much, and her curls are the most beautiful thing ever. Anyway, she asked me to straighten her hair for the first time because she wanted to see what it would look like. I was hesitant, but I told her I would only do this once, as I don't want her hair to fall out. Is that a thing? I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, straightening, too much heat to your hair.
Okay, gotcha. And I straightened it for her. I thought her natural hair looked better, but she seemed to be very happy with it. My husband came home from the gym a little after we finished, and he was pissed that her hair was straightened. He said to April, who the heck is April?
Did she just mix up the names?
She just mixed up the names. I thought she said Alana. Now it's April? Okay. I'm going to say that it looked beautiful, but he then went upstairs and told us he felt annoyed that I didn't ask him first. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I genuinely thought he wouldn't mind. I know that this is a pretty mild situation on this subreddit, but I do want to know. We aren't fighting or anything like that. I just want to know. Am I one? Last thing, sorry for my bad grammar. I'm dyslexic and not very good at it. Okay. That was her last sentence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I think she clearly loved her daughter's natural hair and wanted her to love it as well, and she just wanted to straighten her hair.
Can we just say no? She's not an a-hole and move on.
Yeah, I don't think she is.
That was really stupid. I don't understand. Not stupid on her. I just mean it seems like a no-brainer to me that your kid. Okay, this is your kid. This is your child. Like, could you imagine if I came home and started yelling at your mom for something that she did to our kids?
Yes. Yes, Chris.
Straightening curly hair
can
completely ruin it.
Oh.
That is true.
Chris is saying.
Not one time, but
not one time.
It can ruin it. So he's probably...
I have heard stories about girls who have these really beautiful ringlet curls and then straightening them every day because they want to look like the other girls and like especially in like elementary or middle school when you're like if you're wanting to look like it does ruin the hair over time. And then it's also like I don't know, but doing it one time like because your daughter asked, I don't know.
I just think the word is ridiculous, this a-hole thing. I think this could be, you know why? Because it's like, no. Most of these, the answer is no. Because people make mistakes all the time. It doesn't mean you're one.
Yeah.
It just means, you know.
No, it's not like these people genuinely think they're that. I think it's just the title of the thing. So people need opinions on what other people think.
Oh, this is one. Here we go. Okay, you ready for this?
Yes.
Am I one for telling a girl that the guy she likes and I are a thing in front of everyone?
Oh, no.
No. I didn't see that coming from you. I would have thought you would have been like, oh, yeah, I mean, do it, you know. I mean, if you know that somebody likes somebody and you just announce in front of them and everybody, oh, we're a thing. Me and the person that you have a crush on.
Yeah, I guess this one does need context.
I work as a waitress in a hotel. I worked there for around 3 years. And now Eric, male, 23, started maybe a year or so after I did as a barman. We were immediate friends and hung out regularly before and after our shifts. Then, a little over a month ago, Eric kissed me on a night out with some of the staff, and we've been unofficially dating ever since. Since it was a staff night out, most of the staff are well aware that we are a thing. Olivia, female 22, wasn't there. Do you think everybody makes up everybody's names? Or are these the real names? Could you imagine just being like, Jack, oh my gosh, this sounds like it's about me. Olivia, female 22, wasn't there that night, though, so I didn't mention it to her. I'm not close to Olivia the way I am with other staff, and it felt weird since we're technically not actually together.
Okay.
Okay, you're okay with that?
I'm listening.
All right. I knew she liked Eric. Well, guessed. She's always been very touchy with him and flirts with him. Felt unnecessarily awkward to tell her when we weren't official. Anyways, it all came to a head when myself and some of my close friends from work had plans going out after our shift. Olivia was on with us, so we obviously invited her. So we go to a few bars, and we end up back at Eric's apartment for afters. The heck does that mean?
After drinks?
You spent your time going to bars, and that's not enough. You got to go back and have afters.
Or maybe she just said after, and it was a typo.
She said we went back for after.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I think it's afters.
Okay.
Hey, you want to go get some afters? What do you mean? What are we going to do before that? Well, we'll go to the bars and everything, and then later we're going to go have some afters. Is that what you say to people? Unbelievable. Okay. I don't understand the lingo, but here we go. Okay, afters, where am I at? We're talking about work and hours, and I made a joke that Eric needs to start compensating me for the time I spent waiting for him to finish after my shift's over. We usually go get something to eat or just hang out. Olivia, in her defense, she was drunk. She's very quiet usually. She says, you can't get paid to be a pick-me. What does that mean? Do you know what that means?
Yeah, pick-me is like girls who try to make themselves look good and other girls look bad in front of a guy they like.
Chris, what the heck is going on over here?
Sorry, the light.
Did you fix it?
I'm trying to look at it.
There's a light.
It just randomly started doing that.
There's a light behind. Yeah, it's like flickering. Just leave it. Let's just move on.
It's changing colors. It's distracting.
Okay, well, let's fix it so that we don't have to.
That's fine. People probably are just listening.
No, it's totally fine. Exactly. We should just get rid of the whole set. Literally, I think about this all the time, Maddie. I'm not even kidding.
Wait, what?
Like 95% of the people who listen to this podcast are literally doing that. They're listening.
Just listening.
They're not
watching.
watching.
Yeah.
No. They're going to be watching because this is such a.
Anyways, yeah,
good-looking
pick me is a girl who tries to look good in front of a guy and put other girls down in front of him as well.
What?
Like
Look good in front of guys.
yeah, let me think of an example. So like
I've
two
never heard
girls,
this before.
or say there's a group of people, girls and guys,
Okay.
and then one of the girls is like, I don't know. It's like when short girls are really annoying about being short and they're like, oh, I can't reach. Can you help me? And then in front of a tall girl. And so the girl's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're being stupid. Or like another girl will be like in front of a guy and then say to her girlfriend, did you just fart? To like make her look bad.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
You know, a lot of girls act like that. Or they'll be like, remember that time you like peed your pants yesterday? It was disgusting. And then have
my
everyone be
gosh.
like laughing at them.
That's amazing. That's so good.
It's not.
I'm thinking about ideas. I want to do a prank as simple as this is. I want to do a prank where I'm asking strangers those questions. No noise, nothing. It's just like, did you fart? Just,
You should do that.
they'd be so embarrassed.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right, let's get through this real
Okay.
quick. All right, you don't get to be a pick me. It was a bit awkward, but I tried to play it off by saying, "Oh, but the money I'd make if I could." She doubles down and says, "No, but really, you give me secondhand embarrassment sometimes, I swear."
Mean.
I swear I'm not a doormat, but I knew she was drunk and she'd regret it in the morning, so I keep trying to play it off or change the topic, but she keeps doubling down. Eventually she says, like, it's just self-respect. Like, poor Eric, you're always throwing yourself at him and he's just so not into you.
That's embarrassing for her.
Okay, admittedly at this point, I'm pissed, all caps. Like, no coming back from that one. So I said to her, you know, we're literally dating, right? She goes quiet and then leaves not long after.
Ooh.
Hasn't spoken more than a few words to any of us since. I feel like I might be the a-hole for telling her in front of everybody who knew she liked him. I feel like it was somewhat justified, but she clearly is embarrassed and I feel awful.
She shouldn't feel bad at all.
You don't think so?
No, that
Really?
was valid for sure.
Yeah.
The other girl was in the wrong.
Yeah.
But she was she was probably, what's the word? Really jealous.
So the backstory really is a good thing. You need to know.
Yeah, but
you need to
my
know
answer
more.
stayed the same.
It did.
It did,
It
yeah.
did. You're right.
It's like,
But it
no.
could have gone the other way.
Yeah, that's true.
You
That's
know,
true.
so you got to listen to the story. Oh my goodness. Okay,
What?
do you have one?
See, most of these are just very dramatic and actually like sad. I'm not trying to
Yeah, and I don't want to get into
get
like,
all, you know.
nuh-uh.
Yeah. I need a funny one. Okay.
You got one?
No, I don't.
You don't have
It
one?
just was really silent for a second, so I figured I would talk. For speaking Italian to my girlfriend's rude Italian American family and then embarrassing them.
Ooh, speaking Italian?
For refusing to punish or allow my wife to punish our son. These are all. I don't feel like that one was gonna. That one's long.
We need one that is lighthearted, and look for that. While I say, however and wherever you are listening to this podcast right now, remember that you can follow the Jack Vale Show everywhere. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, all of that stuff. You can go wherever you want. You can follow us there. The Jack Vale Show. Very simple. All right, you got one?
Did you ever read the one about the parents being homeless?
I can't find it.
Okay,
again.
I found it. I'm gonna.
Oh, you found it? Good. Okay, do it.
This one's kind of long, but okay.
Try to get through it quick.
Okay.
Because we're almost done, right, Chris?
Okay. Last.
Yeah, we're over.
Okay.
Okay. Last one.
Last one. Here we go.
Am I the a-hole for not helping my parents when they were homeless? My parents are terrible with money. When I, 27 female, was little, my father gambled away all the savings, about $100,000, in risky penny stocks, which got wiped out in 2008. We were forced to move into a single-bedroom house for the three of us. Then my mom fell for another man. You can imagine what had happened. They lost the down payment. Wait, I'm so confused. This one's confusing.
It is?
Yeah.
So we can't end the show on something like this. It was not finished.
See, the thing is, since we didn't know what we were going to do for this episode, and then this was last minute, because you want to come in with them already prepared.
Yeah, and
I'd
like to say that we had something that was due this morning and it didn't show up. We did have a plan in place, but it didn't come in time. That's what happened here. So Maddie came in and she's like, "Have you ever seen this thing that's trending?"
Yes, and then we decided to look through them and try them. Do you have one? Do you have an Am I the A-hole story, like personally?
Oh, personally? Oh my gosh. No, I don't think I've ever questioned that about myself. I've always known that I've always been in the right.
Oh my gosh.
Have you ever known me to be one? Maybe that's the question.
No.
Yeah, I know.
No,
See?
I don't think so.
That's what I mean.
You should do that one prank. That would be funny.
What one prank? Oh yeah. I know.
Did you just fart?
Did you just fart? Yeah. If you only do it to women too, it's like the worst. It's like
and people in groups too when they're in a group. That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh! Excuse me. Did you? I heard something. All right. Well, thanks for listening.
Yeah, I can't find
Thanks
anymore.
for listening. We're done with this, but that was still
enough.
fun. It was still fun. It's
Yeah,
fun to know
there's
what's
some
going on
funny
out
ones
there
in
and what's
there.
trending and stuff. People are gonna wonder why we're laughing so much. Remember to follow us on social media, like I just said, YouTube, Facebook, all of that fun stuff, and we will see you next time. Thank you for listening, and send us an email. You can send us an email at thejackvaleshow@gmail.com if you have any ideas for shows or guests that you'd like to see or any of that. We are in the process of moving the set to a different location, so we plan to have guests very soon. We'll see you guys later.
See ya.